Hey guys, welcome back to Pole Pin Productions. Today we are doing a comparison video about a very cheap GoPro knockoff that we found at a local hardware store compared to GoPro's latest offerings, the Hero 8 Black. To start this off, we will unbox the cheap GoPro knockoff. Alright, so now that we've unboxed the camera, we can see what comes in the package. So as you can see, we first have the camera itself with a waterproof housing and a GoPro style mounting mechanism on the bottom of it. We also have another mounting bracket, some more attachments like for handlebars or something like that for a bicycle. We also have a little carrying strap, a USB charger, micro USB, not USB-C, unlike the GoPro, and another mounting one to put on a camera tripod or some other regular camera accessories, a little mounting bracket, another one, and finally another little screw mounting bracket. It comes with a little bit of instructions here, which I'm not worried about. Probably won't really use those, but if you want to use them, you can. First impressions here, I do like that it comes with a lot of accessories, actually more accessories than GoPros come with, which they cost a lot more. However, obviously a lot of this stuff is lower quality, micro USB instead of USB Type-C, and also obviously this is very hard plastics and not very nice looking, and it is not waterproof, of course, without this housing, unlike the GoPro. This is also quite a bit more bulky because it has that case on it. But so far, looks pretty decent. For $7, I guess you really can't complain. But we'll have to see how it actually shoots and records video, which we will do side-by-side comparison tests starting real soon. But first impressions are pretty decent. I mean, for $7, you really can't expect much. But let's see how it goes. And this is what the camera looks like out of the housing. As you can tell, it is very small and really light. It feels light and cheap when you hold it in your hand. I would say much lighter than a GoPro Hero 8. Like the Hero 8 has a significant weight to it. You can kind of feel it. This one, there's no weight at all to it almost. This $7 Sharper Image action cam does come with a 8GB micro SD card inserted into the camera when you get it. I connected the $7 GoPro to my computer to charge it. And these blinking lights, I assume, are for indicating that the battery is charging. And it has this very awful graphic showing that it's connected to the computer. The screen is really low resolution, and it kind of flickers and stuff if you move it. So it is not a great screen at all. According to the instruction manual, it says that the LED indicator turns red while charging and will turn off when fully charged. So I will wait for that to happen, and we will get to shooting some video. Some specs on this camera are that it is HD video, but only 720p, which is a lot less than the GoPro Hero 8's ability to record at 4K at 60 frames per second. This has a wide angle lens. I don't think it has any options to be any other sort of lens besides wide angle, whereas the GoPro has the option to be linear, super wide, things like that. This is fully waterproof, but that's only if you have the protective case on it, whereas the GoPro is fully waterproof to 33 feet without a case. Audio, there's a built-in microphone like the GoPro. Yeah, and then it only supports memory cards up to 32GB, which shouldn't be a problem really because it's only 720p video, so it won't take up that much space. However, if you have bigger SD cards, you have to realize that they will not work in this camera. Now that we have the camera all charged up, we can go give it a few tests and see how the menus work and everything like that. So if we press this button right here, it doesn't do any, this button, that zooms in 2 times or 4 times. It looks like the only functions really on this camera is that, besides your power button on the front and your record button up top. But besides that, it's not touchscreen, there's no other functions. That's all you get. So you get a little bit of digital zoom, but other than that, it's basically just a point and shoot camera. Well, one of the first things I realized when comparing these two cameras is that the $7 camera is zoomed in way farther than the GoPro Hero 8 at linear viewing angles. So like when I'm doing a lot of these comparison shots, I'm holding them together, but it looks like the one is way zoomed in. After reviewing some of the footage that I shot with these two cameras, just so everyone knows, I shot at 1080p with the GoPro to make it somewhat fair comparison, and this one shot at its highest only resolution, 720p. And from what I can tell you is, in conclusion, the video on this thing is absolutely horrendous. It looks like it was taken on something from the late 90s or something like that. It is super dull colors, super shaky, and just not smooth or good quality at all. It looks worse than 720p to me. And yeah, I would definitely not recommend getting this camera, even if it is only $7. Still not worth it. It's definitely not worth it at its normal retail price of $25, but I guess if you really wanted some cheap GoPro-like accessories that would work with your GoPro, you could pick this up, because they are the same mounting mechanisms on the bottom as the GoPro has. So you could get a couple accessories maybe for the $7, but the camera would just be a throwaway. So I really wouldn't recommend doing that. But the camera is definitely not worth your time. Unless you just want to give it to your kid that will never really look at the footage and just wants to record stuff and play around with the camera. That might be the only use for it, but besides that, it is pretty much just e-waste and is not usable for any sort of video recording of any kind. So definitely stay away from this one, guys. If you really want an action camera, definitely save up for the GoPro. It is a much better camera. And even if you gotten something secondhand, like a GoPro Hero 4 or something like that, for, you know, maybe $60, $70 on the secondhand market, it'd be a way, way better camera than this, and you'd actually be able to use the footage. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.